Good morning. This is Ron Brown. It's Saturday morning, October 15th, 2022. This is going to be a short report on a market report after a brutal few days or brutal week in the market. I'm going to do something a little bit different today, and I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, standard risk disclaimer: any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you want a 30-day trial of HGS Investor, just go to highgrowthstock.com. There's going to be thousands of market opinions, if not more, out there and reports. So I'm going to do something different today. And this Thursday, I'm going to do another open house that we are calling office hours, and rather than going over the program and showing you many features, I'm going to start concentrating on one feature only. And if it takes a half hour, I'm going to end it at a half hour. If it takes more than that, I'll go the full hour. But all those registration links will be coming out, not today, but probably on Monday. And it'll be Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. Central Time. I may have a conflict with that time, but I don't think so. If I do, I will let everybody know and change the time. But for now, just plan on 2 p.m. on Thursday. And this week's discussion is going to be on the Top 50 Group Inclusion Report. And it's going to look at both the long and short sides, and I'll just show you on Thursday. I'm not going to get into it now. Anyway, what I want to talk about today is a different way of looking at the market. Now, you have to be in the Insiders Club to get the market analysis user groups, and rather than looking at the traditional things I look at, I'm going to go down here to these folders. I'm going to concentrate on folder number 2. These are Ultra ETFs. Here's Ultra 1 times short versus long. Here's long and short on Ultra 2 and Ultra 3, and there's also the Direxions if you want to use these. But I'm going to use this and click through, and the view that I'm using is under top-down process views for ETF analysis, and you just go down to the end of day ETF and sort on raw combo, and that's going to sort on percentage price change 1 day. And you can see how we ended up yesterday with these ETFs. You can see that ultra short gas and oil is on top, DUG. So let's take a look at the chart. First of all, before I do that, I want to show you that the 3 crossed the 6 10 days ago. Remember, 0 is always a crossover day, and the volume point of control went positive yesterday. So if I bring this chart up, you can see, looking down here at the bottom in the VPOC window, that it has been getting whipsawed. But yesterday it turned green on this green candle. So it is looking for a bottom. I'm going to change charts here. Just go to a daily chart with the daily information. This is chart. If you've updated your October add-on, the July add-on does not work anymore, so you have to use the October, and you can see that the daily information is in here. I'm on chart number 2, and I can see, looking at this, that this stock is looking for a bottom. It's looking for support. When oil was going up on these 3 days, it was going down, but yesterday we got a reversal. Now let's go to the opposite of this, dig, and you can see the chart is pretty much opposite. Not exactly, but you can see it was going up, and with the rotation Yesterday, the one-day rotation, we get a down signal. If you look at this column right here, it's the days since dig, went positive. It was 10 days ago. So where was 10 days ago? Let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It went positive on this up gap. That would have been the 3 crossing the 6. Let's go back to chart number 1. And you can see that that happened right here as I put a crosshair on here. The reason I have come to this, and I'm showing you this, it's been in here a long time. I just have never really emphasized it, but we can keep track of what is happening in the markets just by looking at these folders. Number 12, the Ultra 12 folder has quite a bit of information in it, and just by looking through here, you get a really strong feel for weakness and strength in the market. So let's go down to number 2. This is the Ultra Short ETF, SSG. Doesn't trade much volume, only 52,000 shares yesterday. But it was up, 7.6% yesterday. This turned positive 6 days ago. Semiconductors, as you know, have been hammered. And we had one good day. Now remember, this is the inverse. And I'll go to the long side here in a second. But this is where it turned positive with the 3 went up through the 6. Had a good run. It looked great here on Thursday. But anybody that chased this really got hammered. And then anybody who bought it late Thursday got hammered yesterday. So let's go to the opposite of that. Semiconductors USD. 642,000 there, and you're going to see a chart which is the inverse of that. You can see looking down this column here that the 3 crossed down on this day, which is just the inverse of what happened on the long side. Now, I'm not going to go through every one of these. You can look at this yourself, but I believe I have inverse in here on most of these. But just by looking down these columns, the days since the 3 crossed the 6, and the days down since the 3 crossed the 6, days since the volume point of control 1010 went positive, or days down, you can get a feel for what's happening in the market. Now what I'm showing you here is end of day, but what's nice about this is you don't have to just concentrate on end of day. If you go to 1A, Scorecard ETFs intraday, you can see the market rotation during the day. And even though the crossovers don't happen until the end of the day during the updating process, you can see where the strength and weakness is during the day. And the crossovers may be occurring, but they won't show up in these columns until you do your end of days update. So I do want to point out that some of these do not trade much volume. And over 90 days, the 90-day moving average volume has to be at least 25,000 shares. And you can see some of these, I'm sorted on the wrong column here. Some of these are barely making the cut. But still, it gives you an idea, or gives us an idea of where the strength and weakness is in the market, both on an end of day and intraday basis. The purpose of these obviously is to show you both the long and short side of the market, both end of day and intraday. It's just a shortcut rather than going through all of the industry groups and so on. If you want to look at the broader things in the sectors, this is a good way to do it. Give it a try, see what you think. Try it next week when the market's open, so you can use both the end of day and the intraday. I'll be sending those links out to the Thursday session. And remember, I'm going to concentrate on only one thing at a time rather than trying to show 100 different aspects of HGSI. Thanks for listening.